Okay. So welcome all to the Thursday Morning Glory Group. My name is Andrew Landy. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I work a lot with trauma and loss survivors. Happy to be here alongside our founder, Alexi, co-facilitating today's group. And we'll begin as we usually do by going around and introducing ourselves, telling us who we are, who we lost and when we lost them, and then we'll circle back for a more casual check-in, see how everybody's doing. So I will pass the mic to Tom.
Thank you, Andrew. My name is Tom. I lost my girlfriend, Cynthia Della Paul, to suicide March 9th of 2019, and I'll pass it to Kelly.
Carrie.
Carrie, sorry, Carrie. I'll pass it to Carrie.
Hi, I'm Carrie. I lost my dad, Mike, in July of 2022. I'll pass it to Mike.
Hi, I'm Mike. I lost my dad, Martin, to suicide in May 2019. I'll pass to Alexi.
Hi, I'm Alexi. I lost my father, Jeremy, to suicide April 26th, 2017. Thank you guys all so much for being here today. I know we're in the beginning of December. Oh gosh, we're midway through December already. Isn't that wild?
Almost, yeah. Well,
It's almost over. So I wanted to just check in with everybody. Tom, you came on after we were kind of getting into check-ins. How's everybody doing?
I personally am doing great. I'm applying, I want to say, the things that I'm applying, the simple things, and I've mentioned them to you before. Carrie's telling us that decisions are freedom, and that you can ask yourself what your next thought is going to be. That came from you, Alexi, and that we're gem diggers. I think that also came from you, Alexi. I'm applying all of those things every single day, and it's giving me an incredible vast latitude that I didn't realize I was in possession of. And and so now I'm using, let me just say, some of these things, I think all of this should be written down, because there might be a lot of people like me that need very simple instructions or pieces of wisdom that they can apply. So um, I don't know if we have a mission statement for Morning Glory, or if you even need a mission statement, but some of these could be mission statements. Like now I'm using the adage that decisions are freedom to apply it to we're gem diggers. And now uh, I I not only say to myself, okay, what thought are you going to have next? Then I apply the decisions or freedom to that, and I think, well, now I'm not waiting for my next thought. I'm a gem digger. I'm digging for my next thought. I'm digging for the gem of my best thinking. So now, instead of sort of a passive waiting for my next thought, I'm kind of looking around inside, and I'm having the most delightful experiences. And every day now, when I get up and get into my car, I realize I'm not hostage to uh, what used to be a kind of an emotional impatience that I had on the road. I'm not a hostage to that anymore. Now I so look forward to getting in my car, having the capacity to make a decision, to look in my mind gem of for my gem of thoughts. And I can't relate any of those thoughts to you right now, except to say I'm often smiling and really delighted driving around and uh, having this capacity to apply myself in a beautiful way, and it's all reminiscent of what Cindy would tell me. She was a metaphysical therapist. She had quite a few clients that were young people. And parents would hear about Cindy and they would bring their kids to Cindy because traditional therapy wasn't working. And Cindy liked having kind of a metaphysical take, a magical take, because kids are kind of immersed in the magic of their own imaginations. And so her clients would have such a good time with her because she wasn't trying to fix them. She was giving them access to their own enthusiasm for their own imagination. And I'm experiencing all of that with these little adages that I'm putting to use. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much to all of you that have given me these little bits of freedom of thinking. And I want to suggest that we might develop a list of very simple adages that people that are struggling with grief can refer to. So that's all I have to say on that topic.
Thanks, Tom. I love those
Yeah.
ideas. Go ahead, Andrew.
No, I just I liked what you were suggesting, Tom. Definitely.
It's been so helpful to me. All of these things combined are just so helpful.
Well, I've been thinking about the idea of gem diggers, and then I've been trying to come up with, okay, so if we are gem diggers, we look for sparkles in the darkness, then
Yeah,
you like that.
yeah, I really like that.
Then what are the other people? And I thought the other people, they could be rug sweepers.
Ah.
You know,
Uh,
they sweep the dirt under the rug and they tuck it away, and that dirt stays under there. And I thought that would be more of a parable to a victim type of mentality,
that's really good, Alexi.
right? Um,
Hmm.
and so I posed the question to everybody: what areas in our life are we digging for more gems? Are we looking for more sparkles? And I think that that could be an interesting place for us to have a conversation. And I love what you said too, Tom, that we're not trying, and this is what Cynthia was doing in her work with the children, not trying to fix, but adding the imagination of what can be. And in that, who we can be, you know?
Hmm. Hmm.
So much of that, so though, is that we get to love ourselves exactly the way that we are right now, right? That's
Hmm.
the whole trick, right? We love ourselves the way we are right now, so that even when we become this more delighted version of ourselves, we've already been practicing loving ourselves in the person that we are today. So yeah. Does anybody have any thoughts about any of that? I know, Mike, at the beginning of the conversation, you were saying that you were editing your thoughts a lot. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. Um, but before I do, Carrie, you have to leave at 12:50.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh
Do
yeah,
you want to share
yeah, Carrie.
how are you doing?
That's thoughtful.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Mike.
but it's like quick. I want to think about that question. I don't have an answer yet, but I'm doing okay. Yeah. Um, pulled over the other day after meeting my brother's girlfriend. We went out to dinner at a place we all went with my dad. And I felt like there was a monster in my brain just about a lot of things, all these upcoming changes. And I was like, just something in me was like, just pull over. And I just pulled over and sobbed my eyes out for like
Mhm.
half an hour, and then I drove around looking at Christmas lights, listening to rap. I don't know. My grief is, but I was like, I just like feel like sometimes I forget, and it's crazy that we still have these moments after it's 3 years, but it's 3 years. And I just was like, yeah, my birthday's coming up. My brother is potentially dating a girl he might marry. I wish my dad was there. He
Oh,
couldn't meet her. We were at a place that was like so him. Um, but it feels like clean grief. Like I feel like I just miss him. I'm not getting like wrapped up in guilt or anything. It's just more like that. And if anything, more and more, I've been noticing my relationship to men in a way where like I real quick, I went to a medium this morning. I had been on her wait list for like 2 years, and I don't really seek that stuff out anymore. But she was like, "Hey, you're off my wait list if you want a session." I was like, "You're kind of famous and I've been on your wait list for 2 years. Like I should just go." And she said a lot of like cool things. Some of it like just was not on the money at all, and some of it, was as with anybody. And she was like, she was like, "You're really like ride or die for your dad." He's almost saying here that like you're giving him like a little too much credit, and I was like, she was like, "It's not a bad thing." She was like, "But you're like you almost sometimes make him out to be better than he was." And it didn't offend me, but I just see where I do that with guys now, where it's like, "Oh, you're so great. I must have done something wrong," or like, "I'm so bad." She was like, "He could like knock over a piece of furniture and someone would be like, 'Why did he do that?' And you'd be like, 'He didn't do that.'" And I was like, that does sound pretty great, but also not really. Like if it's funny the way she was saying it, but I'm like, I don't want to be doing that to myself or anyone else. And so I was just kind of taken aback because it was a mediumship session, not a therapy session. And I was like, okay, stay in your lane, but also you nailed me. Got it. Like, um, so that's the stuff that's been coming up, but it's been okay. It's been like moving through me, and been having some really nice moments with my mom here, which I usually hold my breath around. And so it's been like kind of healing just to think positively about that. Like, oh, who's to say it can't heal this relationship? Who's to say it can't be good? Like she's learning how to line dance. And the other day she taught me one of her dances in the other room, and we were just like laughing and having fun. And I was like, oh, this is nice. So a lot going on over here, mixed bag, but I think all good stuff, just grief too.
that's
Yeah.
amazing. Well, I think it's great you got to have that release in the car and that you took that moment and that time to like feel those feelings and really like have a good cry.
Yeah.
Um, I hadn't heard the term clean grief before. I love that. Did you make that up?
I don't know. I think because yeah, maybe.
That's
um,
Yeah, no,
badass. My dad didn't pick that.
I picked up on that as well and thought that was a really
Wow,
nice
that's a one,
term
right?
I hadn't heard.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in therapy, like in therapy world, we'll say like clean pain or dirty pain, but yeah, clean grief. I don't know. Sure.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm applying that right away, Carrie. Thank you.
Wow. You always make me feel so good.
And I hear you too about memorializing our lost loved one and like putting them on a pedestal. And I definitely did that a lot with my dad in the first couple of years. And then when I started to go to grief therapy around the time that I met Andrew and Tom in 2018, there were a lot of things that started to come up about like, wait a second, like, was it all like as sort of like miraculous as like I painted this like picture of like my dad being kind of like this perfect parent? Like maybe he was just the best option out of everybody else who was around. But there were still unhealthy things that were happening there. He was still like kind of emotionally unavailable. He was still like kind of a tough guy. He still like couldn't really give me the accolades and like really make me feel like fully seen, and starting to realize that like there were things that were missing from that dynamic made it more clear to me where in my life I needed to start to really give myself those things too.
Mhm.
um I definitely, my mom has Alzheimer's now, and so she has a very like finite idea about like who he was and what their relationship was, and she has forgotten about all of the bad stuff. And so
Mhm.
he is completely like on this like pedestal of having been like this perfect partner where they had this perfect relationship. And I guess there's something kind of beautiful and awesome about that. But there's also something about that that can be, I think, a little bit delusional or damaging, right? Andrew, you're agreeing
Yeah,
with me.
no, I am, and I'm just, reflecting back on, that journey of yours, and remembering how, in the very beginning, you did put Jeremy on a pedestal, and then, over time, you started acknowledging, okay, well, he wasn't as perfect as I've made him out to be, and then I totally remember your mom from the very beginning before the Alzheimer's is, really, kicked in to where it is now. But, before that, she would, come to group and she would just be, singing Jeremy's praises and, he could do no wrong. And then, you're like, are we talking about the same
I
person?
know. I'm like, wait, what relationship are we talking about?
Right, because you saw that their, relationship was far from, this perfect idealized version that Carol was, believing.
Mm.
Radical how somebody can become this kind of perfect hero to us, right?
Yeah, no, it is, but also, does make sense that we, often want to celebrate the positives and not really dwell on the negatives. And, that is something that, I think is just human nature in many ways, that, it's certainly nicer to remember the good things than the bad.
But how does putting our lost loved one on a pedestal hurt us?
I don't know if you guys will relate or agree, but what I've come to in therapy, because I think I was doing this when my dad was alive. If I can't see the truth in somebody else, I can't see the truth in myself. Like I can't see the realness in me, like the goodness in me. If they're always here and I'm always here, what's so scary about just this? So yeah.
I I agree with that wholeheartedly. I also think it can be damaging too to feel like this person actually is filling our cup so completely when maybe they weren't. And then
Right.
we
And there were other things that we are not acknowledging that were, having a significant impact on
yeah.
us that, gets sort of distorted when we place that on the person that isn't necessarily as perfect as we make them out to be or has contributed so many wonderful things that maybe they really haven't.
Yeah, it's maybe like turning a bit of like a blind eye to our ultimate needs.
Yeah, well said.
And then how do we keep that going in the wake of their loss by, you know, not expecting more from ourselves and from the people that we allow close to us? Hmm.
Related to this topic, um, at Cindy's memorial, one of her clients, the mother and the child, showed up at her memorial, and um, and I was really feeling. I had such mixed feelings. I was feeling very embarrassed because um, the therapist had taken her own life, the therapist of this kid, and I didn't know exactly what to say to that kid or the mother. I think they could tell I was feeling uncomfortable because should a therapist be taking their own life? Or I had such I felt so sorry that they had to be a witness to that, And the mother could tell I was uncomfortable and apologetic inside to her. But then she and her kid, Jackson, his name was, they came up and they just said, she helped us more to see that, that Cindy had helped them so very much. It was very kind of them to let me know that they weren't holding anything against her, that they saw her as a person with both flaws and exceptional gifts. And it helped me see Cindy the same way.
Oh, Tommy, your vulnerability is so beautiful.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you cry in a long time.
Oh.
Tommy and I used to cry in group all the time together, huh?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Didn't we? Oh, you're so sweet.
Hi. Kindness always makes me cry. I don't know why.
Well, because you're so kind.
Mm.
We see the beauty in
This is true.
people, right? Right, Andrew?
Yeah.
But to see the people that we've lost as a complete person
Mhm.
is so important.
Mhm. It is, right? And to like see their flaws is kind of part of loving them, right?
Absolutely. I mean,
Exactly.
And then that's the same type of love that we have to return to ourselves, like seeing that maybe we weren't getting all of the love that we needed. We weren't being loved in the way that we need to be loved. So it's a way of loving our own selves back. Seeing,
That's really good, Alexi. That's really true.
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Carrie's only got a few more minutes left with us today. Do you have anything else you'd like to share?
No, not at the moment. I would love to know what Mike was going to answer to the question. If I think of one, I'll share it next week, but I'm going to sit with that question.
Okay,
Yeah, thank you.
sure.
You remind me
Mike.
of the question, Alexi.
What was the question? Oh, what areas of our lives are we looking for more?
Sparkles, glimmers, or
Oh, more sparkles.
More
blanket?
sparkles. We love sparkles.
Um, yeah. Yeah, Tom, I've never seen you cry. Thanks for sharing. Appreciate that.
That is wild to me that Mike, you've never seen Tommy cry.
Yeah, because
What?
Tom is a sensitive man and very vulnerable emotionally, and it's always nice to see that.
Um,
You
it
haven't
feels
cried in
it
six
feels
months, Tommy.
well,
Oh,
it feels like very clean grief. Thank you, Carrie.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Sparkles. So I've been working this week. I know, Carrie, I was texting you on the weekend and I was having like kind of a meltdown. Um, but after that, I decided I didn't want to be a victim anymore, which is, Andrew, what we spent most of last week talking about is not being a victim of our lives. So this week, I've been working really hard to embody that. And it's been taking like a lot of consciousness to correct um, kind of more victimizing thoughts. Um, so the sparkles, the gem digging, um, the gem digging.
Gem digging.
I think I've been doing a lot of gem digging, I guess. Mm, I think coming to the realization that my dad was spent his life feeling like he was a victim and that I don't want to do that is the gem, it's the really big gem from the past week. Um, so been working on that. It's fairly challenging. I find it very challenging. And yeah,
Well, the fact that you are having to put in so much energy to catch those thoughts means that they're just kind of probably were operating in the background, like running amok. So that's incredible awareness.
Absolutely. And, certainly something that appears to be, deeply rooted for you there, Mike, that, you were really conditioned to from an early age. And, those, strong core beliefs and experiences, certainly are ones that require a lot of work to change.
yeah.
Yeah, and the trouble with having victim thoughts is then God, source, the universe is going to give you more reasons to be a victim, and we don't want that. I have a question for the group. I am doing a eulogy at a celebration of life on Sunday for a man that I do not know. And do you guys have any thoughts of anything that I should share with this group?
How
He
did you get
he
how
took his
did you get involved
he
in
took
that?
his life, and they were like, we want to have somebody who can speak on suicide come. And this will be my first time doing a eulogy for a stranger.
That is an interesting dynamic.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. I'm a speaker at a funeral. I put the fun in funeral, I guess.
You should use that.
Yeah, I should maybe that should be my opening
Yeah, I should
line.
be your opener.
I don't know how intimate you're supposed to get with them. This is, wow. That's so, can we see it? Are they going to record it?
You know what? I should make sure to get a recording of it. So yes.
I don't know if this is what you could say at a eulogy for somebody you don't know, but like my brother and I remember doing rituals like right after. It was super helpful. And like, I don't know where I got this idea from, but we sat down and my dad's house was empty and we wrote down, we'll open these letters in 2 years. We're like, okay, 5 years from now, we're going to open these letters. What are we grateful for about dad? And what do we like, how are we going to use this to make our lives better? Like, what are we going to do? So like, but I don't know how fresh they are in grief in terms of like resilience. They might get mad at that, but I don't know.
What are
That
we
was like
grateful for
empowering to us.
about the person? And
What
then
we
what's the second one?
Yeah, how are we gonna let the grief like inform our lives? And then we both like wrote like kind of like a future letter to ourselves of where we want to be. And we're gonna open it in 2 years and see. I need to find a husband in 2 years, basically. We're gonna see where we're at. Um,
Um,
yeah.
I imagine there'll probably be a lot of people there with the question, why? Why do you do that?
Hmm.
How selfish is that? Um, and the immediate family will probably be kind of targeted with some of those questions, maybe.
Yeah.
And so maybe we've talked about how really the only person who can answer is the person who did it, and everyone else is left to kind of seek their own answer as to why, or we're left with the unanswerable question. Um, so maybe that would be, I don't know, maybe supporting the immediate family is um, would be helpful to them.
I spoke to one of his friends and they're feeling very like guilty for not showing up more. So certainly say, it's not your fault, you know? And um, there's a green room at the location. So part of the plan is for me to have, this is right here in Venice too, Tommy, if you want to come.
Hmm.
They're gonna maybe set me up to run a group throughout the day for people to come and sit and chat with me, which should be kind of interesting,
You would be good at that, Alexi.
I know. Like it's kind of it's gonna be interesting. So I'll report back on that with you guys next week.
Mhm.
I'm gonna sign off, but bye everyone.
Thanks, Carrie.
Bye, Carrie.
Hi, Carrie.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Carrie.
You too.
See you soon.
Clean grief and rug sweepers. Two really cool ones for today.
Those two go together really well, clean and rug and sweeping.
Oh, yes.
Let's clean our grief, not sweep it under the rug. I really like the combination of that.
I do too.
Maybe leave out sex.
What?
Maybe leave out sex from your because
How is sex involved?
no, according to your podcast, it's heavily involved.
Oh my God. The next episode is called Sex and Death, so it's not getting any better. I look back and I watch these episodes and I'm like, oh God, what did we say? I didn't even edit this last one. I was like, it's all good. Just print it. Let's go.
It's okay.
Um, yeah. Yeah, it's been such an interesting experience because it's like been a few months now since we recorded that. And I honestly think that like I'm a better version of myself now than I was even like over the summer. I'm looking at that girl like, oh, who is that? You know? Um uh so what else, guys? What else do we got? I feel like this idea about the victim mentality thing, we can talk on that some more. Tommy, I think that you could share a bit about that because in truth, you have been victimized many times in your life. And so, how did you do it? How did you not allow yourself to be a victim, though you were victimized?
I'm not sure how. I think I got sick of myself, thinking of myself as a victim, because I prefer to think of myself as being very stalwart and strong and durable and resilient, and the whole victim mentality was contrary to the way I like to think of myself. And I had mentioned to you, Alexi, that one story about my grandpa and everything, and how I used to use that with girlfriends to extract some kind of sympathy from them. I would tell them my that little case history of what happened to me, and one day I realized I'm never going to tell anybody that story ever again. No, I realized I never have to tell anybody that story ever again. That was a rite of passage. That was not a trauma. That was simply a rite of passage to get, for instance, I'm here with you fine people today. How would I get here any other way except by every detail of my past? If any of those details had been different, I would have gone off on a different trajectory and I wouldn't be here with you today. And I love being here with you today. So I'm taking everything that happened to me as the gift to get me right here where I needed to be.
Beautifully said. I'm going to echo that sentiment by reiterating that accountability is power, right?
Good.
Mm.
We get so much power by being like, I am responsible. I get to take these traumas and reframe them into, like you said, a rite of passage.
Fantastic. I love accountability and power being connected. That's so important, Alexi.
Yeah, I think sometimes people have this notion that like accountability is like, all right, well, it's the mature adulting thing to do.
Right, right.
It's so much more than that.
It's so much more than that. You're
Because,
so right.
because if you take responsibility for the energy that you're giving, for the wrongdoings that you've had, then you also get the opportunity to do better. Versus, oh, life happened to me. Well, I guess life's just going to keep happening to us then, and be a
That's
passenger
right.
as opposed to, driving in the seat of our own lives.
You
Um,
said you said earlier that our victim mentality invites us to look at everything from that perspective. So it just invites more victimization or self-victimization. That's so right.
yeah. I read this little piece here in this book called Radical Forgiveness. I read it to Mike a week ago. I'm going to read it to you guys again. It's like 3 paragraphs.
Good.
No one of us can feel our soul's journey to be over until we, as an entire species, have completed the mission we created for ourselves. This involves no less than transforming the energies of fear, death, and duality by coming to the full realization of our oneness, that we are not separated from God at all, and that these energies are simply illusion. This is our collective mission. Each of us serves as an individual expression of that mission. And the life we create for ourselves here in the world of humanity purely serves that purpose. There are no exceptions. Whether we know it or not, we are all on that spiritual path. So, our individual mission. The decision about which energies we work with on the earth plane is not made by us at the human level. That decision predates our incarnation and is made by our soul group, a group to which we belong, made up of souls who either incarnate us or act as our spirit guides during our incarnation. Once it is decided which energies we will work with, then we carefully choose parents who will provide the experiences we need as children, and we arrange for others to come along at the right time to play their respective roles in the experiences necessary to the accomplishment of that mission. We create dramas throughout our physical lives that allow us to experience the feelings that make up our mission. These dramas serve as opportunities to experience the separation we came to experience. Then we awaken, forgive, and remember who we are. I liked this. I had heard this idea that we choose our parents. And then he goes in further that we also arrange for other people to come into our lives at different times to play respective roles to have these experiences necessary in order to accomplish our mission. And so if our big mission is to have self-awareness or to have more self-love, then what better or harsher lesson is there than to love somebody so unconditionally, so wholeheartedly, and then to have that person be murdered by them, by their own selves?
Oh, that's powerful.
You know, I like the idea of that because this is just another way in which we get to feel that we are a part of the bigger picture of the hurdle that we are here climbing together. It's another way that we don't have to fall victim to our life circumstances. I'm just going to close this curtain.
I don't, that passage doesn't really resonate with me too much. It's a really abstract.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I guess I don't know enough about that philosophy to really have much of an input on it, I guess. Because I hadn't heard of that one until you read me those 3 paragraphs last week. So, um, but initially I don't really like it. I don't know. It's very abstract to me. Andrew,
So,
what do you think?
yeah, Andrew, what do you think?
Uh, yeah, it doesn't resonate all that much with me, but I can kind of see how other people may, gravitate towards that.
The fundamental example that the author Colin Tipping uses in the beginning of the book is his sister felt very ignored by their father, and then she ends up marrying this guy. It's her second marriage, and the guy starts ignoring her and doting over this woman, Lorraine. And I guess the father had also left the mom for another woman named Lorraine. So it was like kind of this like
Mm,
repeat circumstance.
right.
And so Colin to his sister says, you called this circumstance into your life so that you could heal the fact that you felt unloved by dad when we were kids. And that's kind of the that's like the big idea behind radical forgiveness that he's proposing in this book,
Mm,
is that if we can see how we are participating in these big life circumstances happening not to us but for us, then what part of us can get to the point where we are like, this circumstance happened for us to become blank.
I would like to even augment that to say that things aren't happening for us, but that things are happening from us.
Ooh, I love that.
So that we're not even thinking of circumstances coming at us, but that we are going toward them, something like that.
Ooh, I love that. That's taking it one step.
very good, Tom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I,
Tom.
I like it too.
Life isn't happening to you. It's not even happening for you. It's happening from you.
I, I really like that so much.
I love that.
I feel so empowered with the little adages that I'm applying every day, and it helps me actually live that thought that life is coming from me. I'm looking at things from inside of myself, rather than things pouring into me. It's 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 beautiful. I just love the whole idea of being empowered uh, and um, and not a victim of circumstance.
I love that. Um, I have a dear friend who is only 40 years old, who is in stage 4 cancer. And I've been dating, as in going out on dates with an oncologist. And this past weekend, we hung out with each other, and I finally told him about my friend Helene. And I realized in telling him that, in not telling him for the last month about her, that I was in a space and a place of kind of hopeful ignorance. And when I told him about her condition having gotten worse because our mutual friend saw her just a few weeks ago, he kind of had a seriousness that took over his energy that I hadn't seen before. And it really was like a slap in the face. Like, my friend really could die from this. And it really like scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I just had been like feeling like if I just stay positive about it, that she was gonna be okay. And then I realized that like I needed to like really be real about this. Like, because they always talk about like the difference between losing somebody to cancer and losing someone to suicide is that you like have time to grieve. But like I haven't been doing that because I'm like, okay, she can do this. She's gonna like overcome. So I'm planning to see her I think like this weekend or like next week. And I really want her to be able to come on Two Girls One Grief, and for me to just do like a one-on-one like interview with her and talk about our friendship. She's hysterical. She's so funny and just a riot. You guys will love her. Um, but yeah, it kind of almost ties back to that earlier conversation of like how we put our lost loved one on a pedestal, or we like put a situation in this pocket of like, no, it's going to get better. You know what I mean? And then it's this like this unwillingness to like really see what the potential truth can be, right?
Mm.
Sorry, I wanted to just share about Helene.
I had a very beautiful friend. He was one of our fishing camping buddies. In his previous life, he was a child star on television, and a very funny guy, very entertaining. Then he got colon cancer, and at the end, I went to stay with him for a few days at his home in Hollywood. He was bedridden at that time. He was so weak, and we still got to share a lot of fun with each other. And at one point, I was started crying and telling him how much I was going to miss him. And he was like, we were kind of hugging, and he was sort of patting my head. He was comforting me, and he was
Mm.
saying, it's okay, Tom. We're all gonna meet an end one way or another, and I'm just glad I'm here with my buddy. It was very, very
Wow.
touching. It was so tender, and one of the most meaningful experiences of my life. And I want to encourage you, Alexi, to not be afraid of being real with her and being with her as and one intimate friend to another, because it'll be very, very touching for both of you that you do that. So I want to encourage you to go ahead and be with her and be real.
Thanks. Yeah. I haven't had a young friend pass away in quite some time. I haven't had anybody in my life pass away in quite some time, and I'm like, oh, wow. And and she's not, she's fine, right? I mean, she's not doing the best, but like, you know what I mean? Like just the thought of it, I've just, I've been like, cool. Like hopefully I can coast for a while and not have anything bad happen. Um, and just kind of towing a line between still being hopeful, holding support for someone, and then also doing like the self-care of being like, okay, if this does happen, have you done any of the work on it?
Mm. It's a little bit different situation for you because she isn't in her she isn't bedridden and obviously terminal. It's still in a sort of a transition stage, so it is a different circumstance. But I know she would love being with you for whatever you can share with each other. She would love it, and I think you will too.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I will say too, and this is what the oncologist said to me, he was like, a lot of people who are, become sick, they don't have friends around who can hold space for them. And he's like, and you would be amazing at doing that, and that's one of the, certainly one of the greatest gifts that's come out of Jeremy's suicide is the ability to be able to hold space for people in like radical situations.
Yeah, you are very, very good at that.
And your share made me think of my grandmother when she was on her deathbed. The last three words that she said, because I found this little spot on her back that she likes having massaged, that she said, "Wonderful, marvelous,
Wow. Wow.
wonderful, marvelous."
Wow. That's beautiful. I'm so glad you said that with the English accent. I I was right. I was right there. That's so beautiful.
And her eyes were closed, and she was like, "Wonderful."
Wow. Fantastic.
And I loved that moment so much with Panima because I was like, this lady is on her deathbed. She is catatonic, like, but she's still finding the pleasure in that little massage. That talk about a woman who was never in her victim. Not Panima.
Incredible.
No way.
That's your dad's mom,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I wanted so badly to have those final conversations with her about how she felt about Jeremy and for us to actually talk about it being a suicide. And that was the hardest part for me, was letting go of the fact that we would never have those conversations.
Mm,
Oh,
mm,
but yeah, there she was. Wonderful. Oh.
mm.
So if Panima on her deathbed cannot be a victim, if she can still be a gem digger and find the wonderful and marvelous things in life,
Wow.
then can't we?
Really good.
Hmm. We have to carry a little Panima with us.
Mm.
This whole meeting is making me feel like Superman.
Really?
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
Love that, Tommy.
Me too.
Let's see, from last week, we were Tom was going to continue with his what will my next thought be? Practice and jig for gem thoughts. And work on your new canvas. He sent me a picture of it.
Yeah, I sent you a picture, but I'm already on to a whole other painting now.
Yeah.
It's another Invisible Woman painting.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
I
Did you
love
finish the first one?
Yeah, I sent I was thinking I could post it here on Morning Glory, but then I thought that's a little bit of a, I don't know. I don't like doing any self-promotion at all.
Must, you
I
must.
I just like painting them.
Is it
But
blurry?
It's a little blurry.
Damn it.
oh,
Wow.
oh,
Basement.
this is the invisible woman singing in a nightclub. All you can see is her dress and her gloves.
Oh wow, that's really good,
Oh,
Tom.
wow.
Thank you.
I like that,
Great.
Tom. Love the colors.
How talented.
Uh,
Um, love it.
Me too.
Um, let's see. And then Mike, you were going to be working, you were listening to The Power of Now.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Mm, I'm almost done with it. I've just got 2 chapters left. They're definitely the hardest to understand chapters. They're really, really, really abstract concepts, but yeah, and he kind of lost me
Is that
during that
Eckhart
part of
Tolle? Is
them.
that
Yeah,
Yeah.
Eckhart Tolle?
Yep. 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 Yep.
that
Yep.
guy levitates. He barely walks. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a great example of how it goes too far.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, that's going good. Um, chapter 4 was really powerful, and I'll definitely go back and listen to that. Was there anything else
You
on that
just had
list?
completing your journal prompts and then looking for a
I
place.
did that. Yep.
Yeah.
Somebody interviewed Eckhart Tolle's girlfriend and said, "What's it like being in a relationship with somebody like Eckhart Tolle?" And she said, "I'm in a relationship with myself, and I just happen to be with Eckhart Tolle."
No shit.
Yep. Isn't that an incredible? It's such an incredible answer. I'm in a relationship with myself. That's so cool.
I'm in a relationship with myself and I just happen to be with him. Is that what you said?
Yep.
I don't know how to process that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
What
I
a
don't know what that
That's
means. Um, I know in his book he spends a lot of time. He spends several chapters talking about relationship, and the views that he has on love are. It sounds like most people that have ever existed have never experienced love, is kind of what I
hmm.
get from it. Like, yeah. So anyway, I imagine that the person that he is in a relationship with would have had to transcend,
oh,
find their own path to transcendence, um, to
where do they
understand
hang
him.
out?
I
I
I
want to
I
go to
felt I
Florida.
felt that interviewer that asked her that, I felt that she had probably been asked that many, many times because of the fame of Eckhart Tolle.
Yeah.
And then she realized, wait a minute, I'm a person in and of myself. I can't be identified as Eckhart Tolle's girlfriend. And that's why she answered the way she did. And I thought it was a brilliant answer.
Hmm.
So, if the idea is that even if you are in a very, say, spiritually advanced relationship, you're still in a relationship with yourself anyway.
Anyway,
We
Right.
may as well love the solitude we're in right now because it's going to be some kind of version of that anyway, right?
yep,
Yeah.
I love that idea, actually.
me too.
Hmm. Yes.
To be true to yourself is always that's what we need to be, mostly is true to ourselves, and then our relationship is like the gem. that's the gem that we found, because we've been true to ourselves.
Yeah, I do love that concept because I've been really trying to step into a space and a place of like enjoying my own solitude, and it's because I want to be the best version of myself and attract the right person. But like if the idea is even bigger than that, that like even when I am with that person, I'm still going to have the relationship with self is just the one thing that nobody could ever give or take away from you.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I'm really impressed, Alexi. You're so beautiful. You're so accomplished, and you didn't need a husband to give you your sense of self-importance. You've traveled all this way, being captain of your own ship the whole way. It it makes you look very powerful.
Thank you. Um, it's interesting. I did connect with a few matchmakers, so I have like more like intentional people going out there looking for me for a partner, and I've been making the cutoff at like 40, but like a bunch of different ladies were like, you should go for 35. So
Oh, isn't
so
it isn't it Cher who has a relationship like with like a 27-year-old guy or something?
that's wild. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's wild to me. But good for her, you know?
sure.
My hesitation is that I don't want any kids. So I'm like, oh, if I date somebody that young, like, you know, but I guess I could, I guess there's probably 35-year-olds out there that don't want kids, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, of
absolutely.
course. Absolutely.
Oh, it's exciting to think about. Um, I am supposed to be going over to the doctor's house tonight, but he is somehow friends with my ex-boyfriend.
Really?
And and
That's weird.
my ex-boyfriend is dating his friend, and his friend asked for my ex-boyfriend to come to his house, and I just think it, and so now I don't feel like I really want to go. I
Wait,
just think it's
Oh,
which ex-boyfriend?
from 10 years ago.
Oh,
okay.
well, that sucks, but well, hang on. Is this Dr. Bad Sushi Date
Yeah,
Doctor?
Dr. Bald.
So, are you still not attracted to him?
It's not getting better, to be honest. Oh, I have to tell you guys what he said. So we hung out last weekend, and he goes, and I go, we were just calling my friend on speaker because I wanted to introduce him to one of my friends. We're like, yeah, I'm with this guy that I'm dating. We wanted to stop by the salon so you could meet him. And when I hang up the phone, he goes, oh, so we're dating? And I'm like, yeah, like we're going out on dates. And and I go, I just wanted to be like upfront about the fact that like I am concerned about the fact that you do want kids, and so it's, you know, a little bit of a blockade for me to feel like I could get really closer to you. And he got really angry and told me, you need to figure your shit out.
Hmm.
To
Does
me,
Why
it
are
feel
you
like
still
you're
as
giving him
why?
mixed messages that he knows this about you, but yet you're, wanting to spend time together?
Yes. I just didn't like that he cursed at me.
Right. No, I mean, I get it. And it came out of nowhere. Not out of nowhere, but it was a response that you weren't expecting to get from
I
him.
mean, even Adam, who was dumb, is really emotionally slow, never cursed at me. So it was like, it shocked me.
Right. Why are
Yeah.
you still seeing him?
Like,
I'm
yeah,
so
a
confused
good
because
question.
kids is a deal breaker,
Total. Well,
and
so
he wants kids.
he tried to he says he doesn't know, and then he tried to convince me that now that and in that same conversation he's like, I actually really don't, and like, yeah, so like I don't
So
know.
you need to tell him to figure his shit out.
I know.
my thought exactly, Andrew, because Alexi, you were telling him that you've got that particular shit figured out, and he
Yeah.
didn't like it.
And it wasn't congruent with, his needs. I mean, that's what it seemed like. And that,
Hmm.
he was, getting mixed signals from you that, here you are spending time together and talking about, that you're dating. And then, knowing that, kids is a deal breaker for you, it's like, what's going on?
Oh, that's why he got you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I
Yeah.
go with it, but
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like if we're going to get more serious, this is a topic that needs to be cleared up, and that makes perfect
I
sense.
I brought it up. We hung out again after that, and I was like, I'm not gonna be the person that's always like bringing shit up, and he didn't bring it up at all, and I'm like, okay, well, I
uh,
mean,
Yeah.
like
and
I'm so tired. Like I love holding space in morning glory. I love, I have other, whatever, but like I cannot do that in my romantic relationship. I'll lose my mind.
yeah, no, I
Or
mean, that's understandable. I mean, you can't have that, in every aspect of your life. And certain things should be clear of that. But
Well, I was thinking about maybe not even going by there tonight, but he is an oncologist, and Helene now has cancer, and like his dad's an oncologist too, and I kind of want them to meet. I don't know what could come of that. What, Mike? Why are you laughing?
Why are you still seeing him?
yeah.
Maybe the cancer thing now? I don't know. I mean, I like hanging. He's kind of like my friend, I guess, But
So
yeah,
I
I mean,
mean,
I guess I could just cut it loose, right? What?
no, I just was thinking, and again, I haven't been privy to all of the developments in this relationship being out for the weeks that I've been out. But if you're not attracted to him and it's more of a friendship, then if you guys can maintain just a friendship, maybe that's the direction it needs to go, or not go anywhere at all, because it seems like he's certainly seeing this as something that has a future, whether
Yeah.
with or without kids, or if he's willing to sacrifice, his true desire to have children, just to be in a relationship with you when you're not as invested in it emotionally, but, enjoy him as a friend, or, the potential to connect, some other friends needing, an oncologist. I mean, it's getting clear on what the, actual goal of this relationship, since it's not on your end, from what you're saying, Alexi, romantic.
Well, I would have appreciated if he was like, "Hey, your ex-boyfriend wants to come to this party. Will you still come, or do you cool with that?" Like, he's not treating me like, you know what I mean? And then the whole thing with
Yeah, and I mean, that's something to pay
like,
attention to, because I mean, yeah, that creates an
Mike,
awkward.
why are you making that face?
I'm just I'm confused. I'm just confused. I'm confused.
Yeah,
But
there's
it's not, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So probably
Cut them loose.
Cut him
cut it.
loose.
At least, romantically. I mean, it just seems like you're not into it on that level, Alexi.
It's been some time, right?
It's been 6 weeks on
Yeah.
Friday. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird just dating somebody for 6 weeks and just kissing. Like it's like so crazy.
And I mean, again, that kind of says something too, that, physically it's not naturally evolving into something more.
I mean, I did set out to kind of really get to know somebody, but like the more I know, it's scary. I don't like somebody cursing at me. It's rude. Gross. Anyway,
then maybe that's something that needs to be addressed and see how that lands with him. And
got
maybe
more
that'll
freaked
give
out
you,
from that than the kid thing. I was like, oh shit, don't talk to me like that. You're crazy.
That would have been the perfect response.
I was shocked. Which was also a good sign, like, oh, how dare you say figure your shit out to me? Like the fact that that was alarming. I was like, wow, I've grown. Because like back in the day, I'd be like, oh yeah, fuck you too, or whatever. Great, great, great. Oh my God, we're at time already. Um, does anybody want to like update or like add anything to their like for us to hold each other accountable for anything over the next week before we do gratitudes? Like in terms of like, okay, how about we just all agree that we're gonna step our gem diggerishness up to the next level.
Okay.
I'm going
I have
to
something.
make go ahead, Mike.
Um, I'm seeing Grace today just for like a short beach walk, and I don't know if we're gonna have plans for this weekend, but I don't want to abandon myself
Ooh,
in making in being available for her.
okay.
Um, yeah,
Really important, Mike.
Absolutely.
yeah,
We don't want to abandon ourselves.
right. I don't want to make myself over available. I don't want to bend completely to her schedule. Um, yeah,
Yeah. And, I mean, you shouldn't, you should be able to do things and allow yourself to do other things that you want to do and not just be, waiting on her to make plans.
yeah.
I love that. Good for you.
It's
Good boundary.
Yep. How about
Tom, you were gonna say something?
yeah.
Oh, um, I had said earlier that I couldn't remember any of the gems of thoughts that I experienced in applying these adages, but I'm going to make a concerted effort to bring to you next week some of the gems of thoughts that I've had applying these things. So I'm going to, as I say, make a concerted effort to remember what to tell you I've found in my gem digging.
Love that. Andrew, do you have anything?
I want to get back to my cardio
Mhm.
uh, because I've been traveling and feel like I need to get back to my routine.
Love it.
Right.
Love it, love it, love it. I think I could step up my daily, like I was very regimented, and then I've been kind of falling off a little bit. So like I want to get back to the kind of the level of like the contract that Mike and I had like a month ago. It's probably been kind of starting to fall off the last like probably week or two. So um I'm excited for that. Great. Let's do, unless anybody has anything else they want to share before we do gratitudes really quick. Okay, guys, boys, we will wrap up with gratitudes. We'll say something that we're grateful for, the reason why, and say thank you 3 times and feel beyond grateful if you can.
I'll go. This is not to put any pressure on you, Andrew, but I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. I've really missed you. I have a relationship with you that's kind of unique considering our, things we've discussed with each other in the past. So thank you, thank you, thank you for being here.
Well, I'm going to have to jump in on the end of that, and yeah, no, I've missed everybody, and certainly. you, Tom, just with the you know, special connection that we share and the time that we've known one another. And I was just, my gratitude was going to be that it's so nice being back in this group. I mean, I don't think I've been gone for, it was a month that I've been away, and that's never happened before. And it just, I was gonna try and have things work out that I could, calling from New York, and ended up going to a matinee, and that was out. So anyhow, the intent of wanting to be with you guys was there, but just logistically didn't work out for me, and I did very much miss this group and everyone here. So thank you, thank you, thank you for this special community that is so meaningful to me.
Welcome back.
It's good to
Um,
be.
yeah, I'm thankful, Andrew, you're back as well. I'm thankful Carrie got to join for a short amount of time, and of course to see Tom and Alexi. And I'm thankful for this group. I always feel a little more grounded afterwards. And that's a feeling that I enjoy. And thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'm so happy and grateful to hear you guys saying that you feel grounded, that you missed being here. You're grateful for this experience. I was talking with Joe, who hopefully will join next week, and he was saying that his experience with going to other groups was that he would feel depleted afterwards.
Hmm.
And I was trying to sort of like wrap my mind around it, and I was like, gosh, I really hope nobody feels that way when they leave Morning Glory. What is the difference? What do we do differently here? And so that was just such a beautiful reminder that this is a space and a place for self-reflection, going deeper into the work, and also inspiration on moving forward into the next best version of ourselves, and also reminding ourselves that we don't need to fix ourselves the way we are right now, and loving ourselves unconditionally just the way that we are. So thank you for that beautiful reminder. Thank you for reminding me that there are sparkles in the dirt and that we were all gem diggers. And don't forget that even in the darkness of your morning, your lives are glorious.
Thank you,
Thank
Alexi.
you.